All right, so you will be on the floor. I want you to notice you have a groove on top of the board, and you have, and this is super important, you have a straight line that's been drawn with a pencil. So it's real important to make sure that when you start rolling your objects that the pencil line is going to be uphill. So you'll be on the floor, but you're going to take the board and you're going to stand it to where you get the tallest height. So obviously you're not going to turn it that way. You're going to turn it where it's nice and tall. Now when you set it on the floor, you need to use some forethought. So if I'm setting up, I'm rolling an object down a ramp, I probably don't want the end of my ramp right up against the wall. I need it to be able to roll out a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn the board. I said you will be on the floor, it's just so you can see it. And you want to make it nice and straight. And so I'm going to have you fill out the hypothesis before you start. So if I walk around and I see stuff rolling down a ramp and no hypothesis, that's not going to work. So why do you suppose I want the hypothesis first?
So you can actually get an educated guess.
I need to hear you, darling.
So you can actually have an educated guess.
Well, we say educated guess. I want to know what you think is going to happen before you test it. Because what's fun on this lab is a lot of times we're operating with some information that we haven't learned yet. So a lot of times our guesses aren't right, and I want you to know why that happens. So what we're going to be testing is we have a variety of objects. Okay, we have a wooden cylinder. We have a large, now the wooden cylinder, it's solid. We have a large plastic cylinder that is not solid. We've got a solid wooden sphere. We have a golf ball. We have a gray sphere. And we have a tennis ball. We have a variety of items that all roll. So what I want you to do is I want you to look, and I gave you some scripting. Now you guys are going to have to talk before you start. Now let's say you don't all agree. Is that okay? It is. You'll write the names next to which person thinks is right so that I can look and see later. Do I care who's right? I do not. All I care about is that you told me what you thought was going to happen and why. That's the most important part of the lesson. So what you're going to try to hypothesize is, here's your hypothesis. We think that the blank, one of these objects, you have to describe it so I know which one it is, will roll down the ramp in the shortest amount of time because, and you tell me why you think what you think. You can't say just because. You've got to give me some rationale. And then you're going to tell me which one you think will take the longest time to roll down the ramp and why. I really need to know before we start teaching Newton's laws what you think is going to happen. So once you filled out the hypothesis, not before, you're going to need to assign some jobs. One person's going to be up here releasing the object. You're going to have someone else that's down here that's going to do the timer, and it's going to be tight. So I'm going to show you how you do this. There's a method. All right? So you make sure that your ramp's nice and straight. You put the ruler on the pencil line, and you put your object here. And when you're ready to start rolling, you've really got to be communicating with your timer person. So you might want to have your timer person sit where they can see. You can have another person down below getting ready, and never catch the ball. It has to go off the ramp before you hit the end of the timer. So if you want to, you can count down for your timer person. You could go 3, 2, 1 now. But the timing's tight because we're going in really probably tenths of a second, maybe even hundredths of a second, depending on how your timer works. So when you roll down, I just want to show you how you do the start. So you might go 3, 2, 1 now, and the timer person hits it right there, okay? Shouldn't have that there. So you're going to do this 3 times for each object. Somebody tell me why I want 3. Sawyer.
So that way, just in case if something happened, like, you would know if it was like an inaccurate or stuff like that.
So the more information you have, the more you know your accuracy is good. What else, Lyndon? Ah, good. And anything else, Anna?
Like in case your first or second one was like an outline.
Ah, very good. You don't even know what you don't have enough information with 1 data run, or even 2. Really, if we had more time, we'd probably do more like 10. Now, let's say your ball's rolling down and it comes over and it falls off. That's not an outlier. That's a bad run. You can't count that one. So you have to have a good run before you can even count it. So you want to have a recorder. You want to make sure someone who writes numbers that's really easy to read. I put the units on here for you. Seconds, you'll use a decimal if you don't have a whole second. So you're gonna have your data runs. Now, don't worry about the averages until you've done all the data. So we can do this later. I'll get out the calculators and then we'll average it. So you're gonna do your data run, so you describe your object. So you would put golf ball, test that 3 times. Wooden cylinder, whatever you wanna call it, just make sure I know. And you're going to describe your objects and test them. We may not get to the averages today. That's okay. We'll finish that on another day. So the main thing today is I want you collecting data. So go through it again. The very first thing you do after you set it up is you discuss. You look at your objects and you talk about it. Well, this one's round, this is smooth, this is dimples, some are solid, some are hollow. What do you think is going to make the biggest difference? These are furry, they have different sizes. Think about it, talk about it, and you can have more than one hypothesis because you have more than one brain. So it's okay. So fill out the hypothesis, the one you think is the fastest, the slowest, and why. Then you start running data. And when you're running data, we're going to have round objects rolling around the room. So when you walk around, please be careful. Don't fall down. That's bad. Don't trip someone. Don't step into someone's data run and mess it up. So do I have questions before we start? You're going to have 1 lab paper per group. Everybody's names will be on top, and this will be a 2-day lab, so we won't finish it today. All right, so if you want to start, now what's our big rule with labs?
Don't leave people out.
Please, if you see someone standing there that's not in a group, invite them in, okay? We want to make sure everybody's in a group. With this one, the more eyes and hands you have working on a group, the better off we are. So I'm going to kind of leave this one out so you can see what needs to be in each lab setup. So we'll leave this one until kind of the end, but you can go ahead and start finding a corner of the room. You can be anywhere in here. So let's kind of start.
I think it'll be this to roll down the base now. Yeah.
Where did you get that?
Well, I don't have a pencil. I don't have pencils.
Happy birthday. I realized that was I'm all right for it.
Okay, which one are we doing first? You're timing, aren't you? Yeah, and it makes you
About you time.
I'm writing.
You can also press the button.
Stop watching. Okay, so what's our first step? That. Plastic. Okay. File 1.
I know.
Okay, put it down. Ready? 2.66 seconds.
2.66? Yeah.
Trial 2. Wait, hold on.
Ready?
3.62 seconds.
Wow, that was slow. Go.
2.48.
Wait, these have numbers on them.
Oh, what kind of... Okay, now what?
This one has a number on it. Still, that's the ball.
Okay, so hold on. So we have to do the average seconds.
We'll do that after. That means you have to like divide it.
Yeah. Go.
2.39.
No, that's less than
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
2.13.
Ready? Go.
2.09.
Ready?
Wait, we have to do this one. Yeah.
Go.
1.93.
Wow.
And the golf balls are
Ready? Go. Oh, it's gonna fall off. Okay. Okay. Ready? Go. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ready? Go. Don't fall off. Are you serious?
Falling off. No, there's a chunk missing.
Oh my goodness, it was so
Maybe.
Okay. Ready? Go.
3.05.
3.05.
Yeah.
It went from 1 to 3.
Yeah. Okay. Ready? Go. Oh, it's gonna fall off. Okay. Ready? Go.
It's gonna fall.
Oh my gosh.
The following students report to B107 for testing: Arlen Victorino, Alyssa Avila, Catherine Corvera, Nadia Cavar, Sophie Garcia, Jasmine Camaro,
Oh my god.
Giovanni Door, please go to B107. Thank you.
Count it.
1.36. No, 1.36.
So
Oh, I was like,
hey, we did it.
is that all for this one?
What's next?
Yeah.
This.
Like the plastic pipe thing.
We don't have a tennis ball.
Okay, ready? Ready? Go.
Arlen, you may have to get yourself
2.48.
Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, ready? Go.
2.51.
Oh, the lighting. Oh, it's a good one. Okay, ready? Go.
2.23.
Golf ball. We need a tennis ball. We don't have.
Okay, 105. After we're done with them, we'll get it.
Okay, ready? Go.
2.24.
Okay, go.
2.03.
Okay, ready? Go.
2.25. Okay, and then the next is what's it called?
The tennis.
Yeah, we went inside,
Not
but
the
you know,
goal that
it's
everyone
fine.
can see. You can take it right
Paul,
now. Jaden, that was a good bounce. Go first. It's your chance.
Okay.
Why is there a bouncy ball?
Okay. Go. Wait, ready? Oh. Go.
Try to hold it.
3.
Exactly. Sorry, I'm just gonna miss your hand. Okay, ready? Let's go.
2.49.
Okay, where did it go? It's in the Okay, right. Oh, it's not in the middle. Okay, ready, go.
How much time was that? 0.2.
Okay, ready, go.
2.6.
Okay. Is that it? Yeah. Ah. Okay.
It's a ping pong ball.
Yeah.
This isn't in your ping pong, says it's okay.
Ping pong?
Hey guys, here's one more that was supposed to be in there.
Yeah, we didn't get that. Can you give us?
I lost the bounty.
Good job. Okay. Ready? Go. 3?
Yeah.
Okay, ready, go.
2.56.
And if you want to put all your stuff in here so you can't get away from you. Did I give you that? Sorry.
Okay, go.
2.36. Alright, what's next? Bounce ball.
Hang on. Okay, ready, go.
2.10.
Okay, did I give you guys a ping pong ball?
Okay, ready, go.
Here's something to keep everything in so it doesn't get away from you. We'll keep it on.
That one didn't count. Got it.
Go.
1.57.
Wow. Okay. Ready, go.
2.53.